Arizona Cards Cast 10/18/2022. I already ripped off the sheet. I was like, you know what? We're just going to get to it. We're going to be a lot more positive today. As you can see, I already got our question written up of the day. So the Cardinals are 31st in the NFL in yards per play. Their biggest play from scrimmage was 32 yards, which they got on a pass to Zach Ertz on this past Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks. The only team that is worst in terms of yards per play is the Washington Commanders. Yes, even the Chicago Bears and their pop gun can't throw the ball offense is averaging a half a yard more per play than the Arizona Cardinals. It's been bad. But to all you guys, I am coming in today with a positive attitude. We're going to talk about, on Cliff Kingsbury's last stand on Thursday. We have a big-time player, an all-pro player, who's been out the first 6 games. He's returning on Thursday. You know who we're talking about, DeAndre Hopkins. He's back this Thursday against the Saints. He's back. How much will he help? Well, he's obviously going to help. Is he going to help a lot? I don't know if he's going to help initially a lot. And I know that Cliff Kingsbury is hoping that he does help a lot initially. But we'll see what the impact will be. But he's definitely going to help. Is Robbie Anderson going to help? Sure, a little bit. It's good to have some big body receivers. A.J. Green is just, pretty much on the verge of getting his retirement check. Walking out the door. He is just not providing an impact at all in the Cardinals offense. He had 2 catches for 7 yards last Sunday. Really, this offense is broken. Can it be fixed? I have my doubts. But I will say DeAndre Hopkins will help. Could he help the Cardinals win a game? That's the thing on Thursday. The Cardinals just need to find a way to win this game. If they win this game, as we were doing glass half full at the end of yesterday, Seahawks lose at the Chargers, 49ers lose at home to the Chiefs. Even though the Cardinals are 0-2 and pretty much have no tiebreakers in the division, they'd be tied for first. Tied for, I guess you could say tied. They actually would technically be still last in the standings, but they would have the same record as the Niners and the Seahawks at 3-4, and the Rams would be in first at 3-3. The Rams cannot win or lose this week; they're on a bye. So yes, the DeAndre Hopkins coming back is going to help. As much is going to help a little or a lot, that remains to be seen. I think it will help a lot as the season goes along. As I said, I think if the Cardinals lose, especially badly on Thursday, I think Cliff Kingsbury should be relieved of his head coaching duties on Friday. I don't think Bidwell will do it, but that's just what I would do. That'd be 9 straight home losses. I think you would see the next home game against the Seahawks, the stadium be full of blue and green, very little red, and that should be alarming to Michael Bidwell. I think that Bidwell should see the writing on the wall that the Cardinals have to win this game. They have to protect the nest, as they say. Losing 8 in a row at home is unacceptable. I know most of them have been the good football teams. Losing this year to the Eagles and the Chiefs at home, there's nothing really to frown about. With that, last year they lost to the Packers, they lost to the Rams, but they also lost to the Seahawks and the Panthers at home last season, which those losses are not acceptable if you ask me. So DeAndre Hopkins, yes, it will help a lot. It will, but we'll have to see what happens, to be honest with you. Let's not talk about the Cardinals anymore today. I know it makes you sad. We're going to do a big preview on Thursday for the game with the Saints. Let's go to our power rankings next. Maybe that'll cheer you up. Yes, I could have put the Cardinals in the bottom 5. I did not. They're not there. In fact, I probably, doing my power rankings, they were 24th last week. They'll probably be 25th, 26th this week. I'm tinkering it. They're going to drop, but not significantly. I don't think they're on the bottom 5 quite yet. They lose to the Saints on Thursday. There's a good chance to be in the bottom 5. Anyways, so my bottom 5, the Steelers was 1. I'm going to put them up to 5. As I said, I do not think the Steelers are the worst team in football. I said that before, actually, and then moved out of the bottom of the Drew rating system. They're now 31st, but I'm going to put them at number 5. I think Mike Tomlin's still a good coach, and they're going to win some games. They're probably going to win maybe 7 games this year. They're going to win some games. Nice upset over Tom Brady and the Bucs. You could tell Like, you could just see the stark difference between the Steelers and Cardinals. The Steelers got embarrassed. They came back, even though Pickett got hurt. Trubisky came in, actually played pretty darn well. Maybe I should just do that and just say, Trubisky, you're going to come in relief. Maybe just don't even take the reps in practice. The only team that I would say in this bottom five, I don't see staying in the bottom five for too long, is the Raiders, but the Raiders are only won one game. So the Raiders kind of need to prove it. They take care of business against the Texans. They'll probably be out of the bottom five for good. But for right now, 1-4, and really it just spoiled some opportunities. They kind of look like a poorly coached team, to be honest with you, the Raiders. I feel like they're underachieving. They could, but they should. They should if they play to their ability to get out of the bottom five. Texans, we've already kind of talked about it, playing hard under Lovie Smith, but they are what they are. They're a very limited football team. They're probably not going to win very many games, but I could see them having a good record against the spread. As I said, so far they're 4-1 against the spread this year. Or I'm sorry, 3-1-1. They pushed against the Bears in week 3. Number 2, the Lions, just killing me. They couldn't stop a nosebleed. They're probably the only team in the league, since I guess it's not the Seahawks, that the Cardinals might be able to do something on offense against. Dan Campbell, I mean, it's going to be a big moment against the Cowboys. Let's see what happens coming out the bye this week and see if the Lions can show up and actually put up a good performance. If they get blown out in that game, Dan Campbell, I don't think he's in trouble yet, but he could be. And in the worst team in the league, this is pretty clear-cut right now. The Panthers are the worst team in the league. Robbie Anderson, getting kicked out of the game and then shipped, to Arizona the following day. We'll see how that impacts the Cardinals. Top 5, Chiefs are still one of the 5 best teams in the league. And that was a game effort against the Bills. That was kind of an either-or game. I hope they meet again, probably in Orchard Park in the playoffs. That would be a fantastic rematch. And maybe we might be getting Mahomes getting like 6 points on the road, which would be fun to bet on Patrick Mahomes there. Got to give it up. The Bills did cover the spread. Didn't see that coming. Number 4, they keep winning football games somehow. And, the Giants seem like a solid but not great team. I still think Daniel Jones is going to hold them back. But the Giants look like a team who's they're well coached enough. I'd be actually shocked at this point if the Giants don't get the 9 or 10 wins at least and make the playoffs, which tip the cap to Brian Dable. You can tell, there's no quit. Another amazing comeback on Sunday over the Ravens. Number 3, the Vikings. The Vikings look like a great team. No, but I'll say they're taking advantage of a favorable schedule. They have a bye this week, and then they play the Cardinals, who are either going to be rejuvenated and a tough out or probably an unmitigated mess going into their dome on. So the Vikings, but the way the Packers are playing, the Bears and Lions are bad teams. Yeah, I got to give it up to Cowherd and a lot of other guys who were taking the Vikings to win the NFC North. It's looking more and more possible. I don't know if the Packers and Aaron Rodgers are good enough, to overtake the Vikings. So congratulations. The Vikings would probably be a playoff team and then probably fail miserably in the playoffs. Number 2 is the Bills. Yes, I know the Bills are probably the best overall team in the league, but they still have that one L in South Beach. That's why I'm putting the Eagles. Keep finding ways, kind of floundered a little bit in the middle of the game, and if there's something that Sirianni could tweak, the Eagles start fast, and then in the middle of the game they kind of wobble a little bit, but give Jalen Hurts and the team credit. They went on a drive. The defense, for the most part, balled out against the Cowboys on Sunday, which the Eagles should have done. They were playing, Cooper Rush, who looked like a backup quarterback. And now, actually, as I said, it's probably the best thing for the Cowboys that Cooper Rush had a dud like that, because now Dak Prescott can get his job back, and even if Dak struggles a little bit when he comes back, you're not going to have the media, oh my God, put Cooper Rush back in. No. We've seen Cooper Rush the last couple games, even against the Rams, he did a whole lot of nothing in that game. Yeah. And then lastly, we actually have to talk about our World Series prediction. Okay. So the Guardians are playing the Yankees this afternoon. The NLCS starts tonight. So I wanted to say my World Series prediction. Astros win probably pretty easily, probably over a tired pitching staff. The Astros are just by far the best team in the American League. I think they're the only team that got the bye that actually kind of took advantage of it and actually came out. Yordan Alvarez, obviously, just an absolute man-child at the plate. But the pitching led by Justin Verlander. Too much pitching, too much everything. Doesn't matter who they play. If they play the Guardians or the Yankees, I think that's a quick series. The NLCS is going to be fun. I'm going to take the Padres due to their pitching, but I think that's going to be a long series. I guess he means 6 or 7 games. The Phillies are really surprised me. The Padres have not. I told you in both series against the Mets and the Dodgers, I was tempted to take the Padres. I thought that they were the dark horse coming in the playoffs because of their pitching. They have phenomenal pitching. Yu Darvish is probably the hottest pitcher in all of baseball right now with the way he's pitching. And obviously Joe Musgrove's probably number 2. So you have 2 starters that are dealing. Josh Hader actually finally settled in after really a bad season, but over the last month, Hader's been lights out. Manny Machado, love him or hate him, he's swinging a good bat. Soto got a couple of big hits and maybe starting to become the hitter that we think he should be. Padres are a force. It could be their year. I think this would be a fantastic World Series. Probably people would be like, you don't care. You went the Dodgers or Yankees. Padres actually are a fun story. So root for the Padres. Obviously not root for the Astros. But anyways, please like and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. We'll talk to you on Thursday. Deuces.